is what we want to have, this beautiful section. Here you can notice that we don't have the same space as we do here, so let's make sure that we fix that. For that, I'm going to come to my background container and add this. Instead of being margin button large, here so we have my section heading. I'm going to actually remove this and place here in my after head and reduce to medium. Save this and see if we have what we want. Okay, here we have. Nice. But let's actually increase, okay, right here also where we had section heading, view margin bottom. Let's leave the large here also so that we don't break the other part. That's perfect. Now let's section, you know what's the section name, so it's section car design. Here I'm going to start with my background container, so let me say car design. This is going to be the BG container. Then I'm going to have my content, car design content, and I'm going to put my nav here, so I'm going to say car design nav. Okay, I'm going to have your text to the center side, have my anchor tag, and I'm going to say this is car design nav button. I'm going to nowhere. Next put this is interior. Okay, next I'm going to have the mechanics. And the exterior right here. Exterior. Let me remove this line, and yeah, save. After we have this content, we're gonna put our description box. You already know where you find that. Our description box was used here in our header, so let's go there and find, let's copy all of this, come back here and insert. Okay, there's much thing that we won't have here. H2, this we still keep. Now we have discover the interior, part here, and I'm not going to write. I like to copy because the text is already here written. So let me go back and change all this content. Between these tags I'm going to put here, right? Next, what we have is the description button box. We're gonna remove this because it's not a globe, but yes, it's a car instead of view 360. Now we're going to put customize. Save. We have an outer link. Now let's see what it does. Is simple images and videos. So let's write here images and videos. Then we don't have the footer, so I can safely remove this. And yes, I think this is all for this. Okay, let me go up. Oh, I was forgetting to insert the thing that we already insert when we start this text center right here. So let me copy. I'm gonna collapse all, put here. Now we're talking about the car design. So I'm going to write here, this is the car design, save. and this should fix our issue. I'm going to have a slightly large margin to this button, so you margin bottom large, and see how this looks like. Okay, so bad, and we're going to fix that. Okay, we already have our menu here that is centered, but let's talk about the other stuff that we can see here. We're gonna make CSS work for us. Right now we're going to call this a card design. So I'm going to come here and write design, save, create this component, which is going to be card design CSS, and yes, here I can start to make my things happen. Put a car design because I want to make this really to have a height, then a 100% width, so that I can put the background inside of this container. So let's put here car design, and I'm going to put the height set to 80 of the viewport height, then the width of 100%. Let's go to our BG container. This is the BG container, and put some background. You already know the URL is this one. Image show main M325 interior, and then just include the background fixer for this. Okay, and let's see how it's gonna behave now. Okay, almost there. So let's inspect it and see what's missing. Oh no, no mixing, name it background. Oh yes, of course, background fixer. Maybe now we're going to have it here. Edit update. We don't know, but we can inspect this and see why we don't have it here. Card design is here. We have the background container. Does it have that style? No, it doesn't really have. That means the style is not really here. Here we should write container. Let's save again. Windows 3. Is it reaching here? Our background container. That style is not reaching here. Hover. We have card design. Okay, background container. The class is well written, so I'm facing a bug that I don't really know how I am facing, because I shouldn't be facing this. Give a 5. Oh, very good. Well, sometimes this live server doesn't update, and it makes me feel like I'm doing the wrong things while I'm not. Here I didn't make anything, but yes, it decided to appear. Then here we have, okay, we have this element, which is our description box, container, and so on. To make it appear here, we must make sure that its parent is gonna have a relative up position. You already know that because we have been working so much. Now it's here because it's being positioned relatively to the HTML. You can see that it's right there behind. This is the unique course, in my opinion, on the internet that explains everything that you read right. So the position is relative, and we can set its width to 100% and the height to 100%. Okay, saving here. Let's check. Yes, here we have Then let's give some sort of padding. I'm going to put 32 RAM right here and save. Okay, I want to have some padding here in my show, so let me go and find that page. I'm going to have this padding right here on my section. Card design, vertical padding only 6 RAM, horizontal we don't have anything, and let's just remove that. Saving that, we can go and check. Now it's much better. Okay, it didn't update. I'm gonna give F5. Still not. Why? Section card design. It's card design without that. Okay, this is actually nothing here. Nothing bad. Section card design, just, and save this. Nice. Let's talk about the links that we have there and much stuff, which is our nav. Go here after our content. We're gonna start talking about our nav, and we have the buttons. We're simply going to display them as inline block elements. Text transform, you already know it's gonna be uppercased. The font size, I have tried 1.44 RAM. I'm going to put the background color here, set it to color light blue. Nice. Let me put this down. The color of the text is gonna be color white, and let's add some sort of transition here. When we hover on that, I'm going to just put to all the 3 seconds, and as we hover, we're gonna make sure that our background color goes to color dark green. And yes, actually we need to have some margins to the right side, but not for what is our last child. And let's set this margin right to some sort of 64 RAMs. Save here, put seconds, otherwise it won't work, and add some padding here. I really like to play with small values for this. I'm not going to achieve 1 RAM, and here that's 0.8 RAM. So let's see if this is gonna work for us. Yes, here we have, these are the configurations for those buttons. Very good. So let's see if we can add some border radius and say the border radius small. This is not in our main design, but I don't know if this is gonna feel okay. I think it feels okay. Here we have this type, but here we can leave like this. It's okay in my opinion. Yes, and what's missing? Nothing. Okay, you can see that when we are selecting here, the background is green. We didn't make that happen, so the background here is blue. What we can do is format our base file for that. It's something actually easy to make. Where are you? In our typography. Yes, it can be. And I'm going to introduce you something that's new. For that we have to use a specific pseudo element, which is the selection, but I prefer to put this right here in my base. See, it's the base for all of my designs. This is simply the selection, and you apply it right here. You're gonna put the background color, which is gonna be color green, and you're gonna change the color of your text to be color white. Okay, let's say you must have this ability to think while you build things and think before you build things, because you're going to need to interchangeably put new ideas into your environment. Here we have, that's it. it was easy to build. Let's move to the next lecture where we're gonna be designing these models. It's gonna be awesome, as you can see here.